Mr. Mistra and Dr. Mathur, ladies and gentlemen. It's very nice to be invited here together with very good partners in working on a number of different topics like the Ministry of Environment and TERI. And of course, this topic we are discussing today is really a big challenge for us all, because plastics have entered the food chain. Scientists are finding microscopic pieces of plastic in plants, in animals, and in humans. Luckily, we have the knowledge, we have the technology to solve this problem. Before it's too late, we need to cooperate and apply the best practices and technology available to do three things: reduce single-use plastics, reuse old products, and recycle the broken. And these initiatives, of course, do need to include countries like India. As the world's second most populated country, India is, of course, among the top waste-generating countries in the world. About 3/4 of the waste is untreated and dumped into landfills. Nevertheless, India's high ambitions and progress is being made through initiatives such as the Swachh Bharat mission that Prime Minister Modi is a driving force of. And in this regard, I also think that the Garbage-Free Cities initiative is especially interesting. It is a system for scoring cities on their cleanliness, literally encouraging healthy competition. It also provides important information that can be used to assess what are the biggest challenges and where are the hotspots in need of attention. The initiative also provides local governments with a toolbox of measures for implementation, as well as a framework for comparisons between cities. There are good examples at state level. Maharashtra recently came out strong against single-use plastics and signaled the development of a bottle deposit system. This is very encouraging, and Norway will be very glad to assist in this endeavor. Norway is actually one of the leading ocean nations. Through generations, our ancestors have lived of the rich deposits of fish along the Norwegian coast. And so naturally, we have a strong interest in ensuring healthy and productive oceans. Well, that may not continue to be so if we don't take action. We have all heard frightening estimates of there being more plastics in the ocean than fish by 2050 if we don't take actions. And as we all know, litter knows no borders and is transported with ocean currents. So we need to collaborate with each other in order to safeguard the environment and its resources for future generations. But of course, the pollution of the ocean doesn't start by the oceans. It starts because of insufficient waste management systems on land, and this problem consists mainly of plastics. Norway has much experience in developing efficient waste management systems, and I'd like to share some of the experiences we have here. Actually, today, over 80% of Norwegian waste is either recycled or used in waste-to-energy processes. And I can share with you how this happened, because I think this is a system which can easily also be applied other places. The municipalities charge each household a fee that fully covers all costs of waste management, including collection, transport, reception, storage, treatment, and control. Where landfills still have to be used, they have to be designed and monitored to prevent runoff, discharge to air, and spreading of litter. We share waste regulation and market opportunities for waste treatment and recycling with the EU through the European Economic Agreement. And we are also firm supporters of the new European plastic strategy, and we have supported the EU Commission's development of processes in specific areas, in particular marine pollution and microplastics. Let me speak about one particular part of our waste management, which has got quite a bit of international attention lately, namely our deposit system for bottle. The modern deposit system was introduced over 40 years ago and led to a recycling boom. Today, Norway recovers more than 95% of all bottles. Every year, 450 million cans and 550 million bottles are collected and recycled in Norway. And the idea behind the whole plan is very simple. We pay an additional 10% for each bottle of water or fizzy drink we buy. This acts as a deposit. Once we are finished with the bottle, we can feed it into a reverse vending machine that scans the barcode and produces a receipt. The receipt can then be cashed in at the shop. As such, the deposit is returned to the consumer. Individual bottles can be recycled up to 12 times. The recycler sorts, shreds, cleans and dries the plastic bottles into plastic flakes. And these plastic flakes become preforms. And producers buy these preforms for new bottles. And the whole thing is paid for voluntarily by soft drink companies as part of their extended producer responsibility. They are in turn rewarded for doing so by having their tax bill lowered. Owners of small shops are also paid a minimal sum for each bottle collection by their machine. And I think what is interesting also with this is that, particularly in countries where it's very difficult to finance a lot of public processes like this, this is basically funded completely outside the government. And so what the Norwegian experience shows is that waste can become a valuable resource if it's managed properly. Of course, what also have happened when we have introduced this policy is that we have had companies developing experience, competence and technology for getting back materials for secondary use and producing new consumer goods based on recycled materials. We have one such company here which actually will give a presentation on a later session tomorrow, which is a world-leading provider of sensor-based solutions for collecting and recycling of materials. Their machines are the main collection points for bottles in the Norwegian bottle deposit scheme. But they collect also in a number of other countries, around 30 I believe, and every year they tell us that they collect around 35 billion bottles worldwide, not a small amount. So TOMRA provides modern and efficient technologies for waste separation through sensor-based sorting systems. They are widely used in most modern processing facilities and can reach very high recycling levels, as also is proven by the general recycling levels in Norway. So, in a situation where India is increasing its focus on waste management, we see many other opportunities for deepening commercial ties also in this area. Combating marine litter and microplastic is a key priority for our government. And Norway has brought the issue also to the global agenda. Last year, the UN Environment Assembly adopted a vision for zero plastic discharge into the ocean based on the Norwegian proposal. We now have an agreement to explore legally binding instruments at international level over the next months. For us, our contribution to this is that we this year have put aside $28 million for reducing marine litter in collaboration with other countries and international organizations. We have taken an initiative to establish a multi-donor trust fund under the World Bank to improve waste management and prevent marine plastic littering. However, and this is very important, there is still a lot we don't know about marine pollution and how it affects people and the environment. Actually, it's an interesting thing that it's a fairly new thing that this issue has been brought up on the agenda, and it's partly also a result of very deep that we now have much better methods for measuring pollution in water and so forth. So we have actually been able to identify these microplastics, which are very, very small, particularly when we find them in fish and in plants and so forth. So there is a need for more information on sources, the scale, and the snowballing effect of marine pollution along with other environmental stresses like climate change. Evidence-based decision-making, of course, is key here, as in all other areas. And so that's another area also where we work very much on trying to strengthen our knowledge base in this area. Our Prime Minister, Erna Solberg, is establishing an international level panel on building a sustainable ocean economy. The objective is to increase the international understanding on how sustainable use of the ocean can play a key role in meeting the world's most vital needs in the years to come. Insights generated by the many ocean-related initiatives now underway will be immensely valuable leading up to the 6th Our Ocean Conference hosted in Norway in 2019. We are seeing now a global momentum for the sustainable use and conservation of oceans. I would like to stress the important roles that all stakeholders present here today play in developing a circular economy and thus contributing to the survival of our oceans. Respected representatives from government, business, academia and civil society, we commend India's efforts in tackling global environmental challenges. We look forward to further exploring how Norway can contribute to these initiatives with our experience and technology. It's a big task. We all have to work on it together. Thank you.